Okay, here I am back at the counter. Now, the first snack I'm going to demonstrate is called tuna deviled eggs. I have everything ready ahead of time. This is really very, very important for making things quick and easy for yourself. It's called mise en place, which means get your act together, girl. No. It really means, I learned this, by the way, from watching cooking shows. I don't know this myself. It's called get all the ingredients ready beforehand. You get everything chopped and ready, and that way, when you're ready to cook or make the recipe, everything's ready for you. You don't have to go chopping and looking for everything. All right, so the first thing we need. By the way, the written recipe is available for you in a PDF file to download. So as I'm demonstrating this, you don't have to write everything down. It's there for you in a file. All right. So the first thing we need are 8 hard-boiled eggs, which of course I did ahead of time. And here are the eggs, all cut up lengthwise. Anyone who's familiar with deviled eggs knows that, knows this step where you boil the eggs and cut them lengthwise. And now, the first thing I'm going to do is shut off the phone that's ringing. And I'm going to get a smaller spoon. That was the one thing I did not put out. So here's a small spoon, and I'm going to move this over so that you can see. You take out the egg yolks. Oh, those come out really nice and easy. Look at that. Take out all the egg yolks. Whoops. Look at that. Dumps right out. Don't even need the spoon. Oh, look at that. They just come right out. I don't know if this has anything to do with the way I made the eggs. A little tip for you. When your hard-boiled eggs are done, put them in the sink cover them with cold water, but then add ice cubes. If you add ice cubes, and then they're much, much easier to peel. And I think that's one of the reasons that the yolks came out so easily. All right, so the next step is to add mayonnaise. Now, I'm going to tell you that this recipe calls for regular mayonnaise, not the low-fat kind. My nutritionist, and probably any nutritionist you talk to, will tell you that it's better for you to have the real stuff, real mayonnaise, real butter, than margarine or low-fat anything. They say it's healthier for you, but in this case, there's so many eggs, and it's such a large recipe that I found using the real mayonnaise was just 2 calorie loaded. I just for these purposes here, I'm going to use the light mayonnaise. It's less than half the calories, and less than half the fat. I mean, I just think it makes more sense. So it's 1/3 cup of mayonnaise. Okay. That's 1/3 cup. I'll put the third of a cup in here. And it says, before I add all the good stuff and condiments, it says to mash it up. So we're mashing up. Now this is standard, you know, for any deviled egg recipe. You mash the egg yolks with mayonnaise, or, you know, I think some people use yogurt, but not for this recipe. We're following this recipe exactly. So I'm mashing this up. Okay. That's about. We want to mash it up really good. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use a fork to mash this up because I think it will get the chunks better. And you don't want chunks in your deviled egg mixture. At least I don't. I want it nice and smooth. Okay, so there you go. Now, the next thing, I had never heard of this. I was really surprised when I saw this recipe. The next thing, let me wipe off my hands here, is 2 cans of tuna. I shouldn't have to tell you this, but I'm going to. Please make sure it's tuna packed in water and drained. Don't get the tuna in oil. I mean, that common sense if you're trying to save calories. But I just wanted to let you know, just in case. In goes the tuna. Now, it says a tablespoon of red onion. Here's my red onion all chopped up. A tablespoon for this whole thing? I don't know. I like a little more red onion. And that's something you'll find out about me as you watch my videos. I'm not one who follows recipes exactly. I kind of do it for taste and looks and feel. And that's a tablespoon. That's a little more because I do like onion. So there's the onion. The next thing is red wine vinegar. And it says a tablespoon. Yeah, a whole tablespoon. A whole tablespoon. Well, seems like kind of a lot, but it takes a lot for this to come out. Okay. I'm not that crazy about vinegar either. I guess red wine vinegar is better than plain old vinegar. Okay, there we go. There's the red wine vinegar. And chopped chives. Now, look at that. I didn't take the chopped chives out of the refrigerator. I'll be right back. Okay, here I am with my chopped chives. Now, it doesn't say how many. And you know what? I'm not going to mix them in. I'm going to garnish them at the end on the top. I think that'll be better. All right. So now we have all these ingredients that we have to mix up. Mix together really well. Because, you know, you don't want tasting a lot of just tuna fish or just egg. You want it all mixed up really well. So I'm doing this. Now, okay, to me, this looks very mayonnaise-y. And I prefer things a little drier, and I'm making this recipe for a group of my friends who don't like a lot of mayonnaise. Uh-oh. Hopefully they'll like this. Oh dear. All right, now let's taste it. Oh, bland. And that is because I didn't add the salt and pepper. Again, it doesn't even tell you how much salt to add in this recipe because it's all to taste. So I'm just adding some salt, a little pepper, only because I'm not big on pepper. But, you know, like I said, it's according to taste, and you put as much salt and pepper in it as you want. And you know what? I think, okay, the next time I do this recipe, I'm not going to put in a whole third of a cup of mayonnaise. I just think it's too much. It's really too mayonnaisey. For me, for my taste, maybe not for yours. All right, let's try it again. That's a lot better, but I think smidge more salt. And you know what? To give it a little, I think it even can use a little bit more pepper. Oh. Now let's taste it again. That's it. Much better. That's what I mean by not being a measurer kind of cook. I just do everything by taste. That's the way I've always been. And the next thing you do, of course, as everybody knows, is fill up the eggs. Now there's quite a bit here, but I'm not sure. All right. Okay. So that will be your tuna deviled eggs. As I said, the recipe is written in a download file, a PDF download file for you. Also, I have included the nutrition statistics, the calories per serving, per 1/2 of an egg, the calories, the protein, the carbohydrates. I don't think there's any carbohydrates in this whole thing, but that's available along with the recipe. So that's the first low-calorie, high-protein, delicious snack. You can put these in the refrigerator in a container. Label it. Don't forget to label it. Label what it is and the date that you put it in the refrigerator. I have all kinds of plastic containers or glass containers, whatever you like. And there they are. They're ready for you. And you know what? They make a good lunch too. You could have, I'd say, maybe 2 or 3 halves and a nice salad. Makes a terrific lunch. But for the purposes of this video, I'm calling it a snack. Okay, that was number 1. Stay tuned for the ricotta bake. That's another good snack. You can use it a lot of different ways. That's the next video. I'll see you then.